Yes, please start.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Professor Sandeep Singh from D.Y Patil University Center for Organ Learning. Welcome you all in today's webinar. The topic of the webinar is how to be healthy physically and mentally and be happy during the tough time. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our today's session speaker, Dr. D.S Bhamare. Dr. Bhamare is professor and head of Department of Orthopaedics. He is head and post director Sports Medicine Division at Dr. D.Y Patil Medical College, Pune. He has 3 master degree and many fellowships on to his credit. He was a national consultant and founder of the world-class Sports Science Center of Balewadi, Pune. Apart from his busy medical profession, he has passion for reading and writing, traveling and conducting seminars and workshops on science and spirituality and mind-body medicine. He devotes his spare time to propagate and teach meditation. Dr. Bhamare is a strong practitioner of universal brotherhood and peace. Welcome you, sir. This in this session. Now I request Dr. Bhamare to take over the session. Please, sir.
Oh, thank you indeed for those kind words, Mr. Sandeep Singh. It's indeed a pleasure and an honor to be on this platform of Dr. D.Y Patil University, Pune. At the outset, I'd like to thank our beloved and honorable Chancellor, Dr. P.D. Patil, sir, our Vice Chairman, Mrs. Bhagyashree Patil, Madam, Vice Chancellor N.J. Pawar, sir, our trustees, Dr. Smita Zadav, Mr. Somnath Patil, Dr. Yashraj Patil, and of course, Dean of the Medical College, Bawalkar, sir, the CEO, Amarjit Singh, sir, Dr. Vatsala Swami, Madam, and Dr. Safia, who is coordinating with the distance learning. And of course, Mr. Sandeep Singh, yourself, it's been really kind of you. Our teachers and staff and the IT team, Mr. Chaudhary, Mr. Gaurav, and my friends today. Right, so today I'll be talking to you on a very interesting topic. And just cue me your ears, that's what. Be patient, and I can promise you there's a lot of things to learn and to put it into practice. So the presentation here is not only about a medical science, but it's about a life skill as well. So we're going to learn a lot of things apart from the routine medical textbooks. I'm going to take you into mind-body science and how it affects your health as well. So it's going to be really interesting. Just bear with me. It's going to be a little long presentation, but it's going to be comprehensive. So let's start. Mr. Singh, can you see my presentation? Is it?
Yes, sir. The presentation is visible to all. Yes, sir. I can see your presentation.
Great, excellent, excellent. So you can see the presentation. So let's go and start the presentation. Right, so at the outset, let me tell you, this is not about coronavirus, or this presentation has nothing to do with COVID-19. This presentation is more on general mental and physical health. At the outset, let me make it very clear, no supplement, diet, or lifestyle modification can prevent or treat corona. Prevention is, though possible, 100%, and that's by social distancing, proper health hygiene, hand hygiene, mask, and following the government rules. But why this talk? The good thing is, this talk is going to empower you, because prevention is completely under your control. You can prevent this disease. And the good news is 97% of the people who get coronavirus get all right even without a vaccine or a medication. So the good thing is you can be amongst the one who is in 97 to 98%. So you can increase your chances of recovery by boosting your immunity. Now this 97% of the people healed themselves just because their immunity could fight back the virus without the medications or vaccines. So what's in your hand is prevent the disease, and second is keep your immunity strong and a happy mindset. We're going to talk about that as well. The good thing is you should keep smiling all the time because it's healthy. It adds to the value of your face and it's free. And believe me, in mind-body science, the moment you smile, your brain starts secreting all the healthy hormones. So that's going to benefit you before it benefits somebody else. So keep smiling even when you watch this particular webinar. Let us quickly go through the body and then we'll come to the mind as well. Just because it is this lockdown and the pandemic, hence I'm going to focus more from the immunity point of view. Of course, we'll talk about health and fitness and so on. So basically, there are two types of immunity. Most of you may be knowing, maybe a revision, but we are going to go into the depths. Right, so basically two types of immunity. Local, your skin is protecting you from bacteria. Your inner lining of your gut or stomach or your lungs is protecting you from the harmful viruses that go into your mouth or into your respiratory tract. They're fighting back. The secretions of your eyes, the saliva of your mouth, they're all fighting back infection. So this is the local immunity. The other type of immunity is the immunity that's called as a systemic immunity. That's basically classified into two types. The first is inbuilt immunity. The moment you are born, you will have certain amount of immunity or a fighting ability to fight back infections, be bacterial or viral or any other. While the acquired immunity is the immunity which you acquire once a new virus enters your body or a bacteria enters your body, the chemical structure is analyzed by the cells and specific anti-chemicals are produced called as antibodies which would hold that bacteria and destroy it. So basically, you always have your natural immunity. Now, the coronavirus is a novel virus, means the human bodies all over the world have never recognized this virus and they don't know the chemical structure unless they've got the virus. So by the time the acquired immunity forms an anti-chemical or an antibody against it, it is your natural immunity that's going to fight back this infection. So by the time you acquire, it may take days or weeks. To fight back that virus, if somebody has that, your natural immunity, your inbuilt immunity, your innate immunity has to be strong. And how do you do that? That's what we're going to see in this lecture. Right, so basically nutrients, we all know, I'm not going to go into the details, but we know that the major chunk of your diet, that is the macronutrients, are your proteins, carbohydrates, and the fats, and fiber. And the micro ones are the vitamins and minerals. So how should your healthy plate look like? The dish you eat every day in should look like something like this. Half of your dish on your left-hand side should be full of vegetables and fruits, out of which vegetables should be almost 2/3 and fruit should be 1/3 every day, every meal. And the half should be further divided into quarters, and one quarter should be good quality proteins and the other should be whole grains. So even if you're having a wheat chapati, whole wheat chapati, whole bajra chapati, and so on, and little oil and plenty of water. Protein is very important, my dear friends. We all know, we have heard protein, everybody is talking about protein, but proteins are important to regenerate your body. Every day, 24 hours to 48 hours, the skin is peeled off, the superficial layer goes off. The endothelium of the whole gut goes off and a new one is formed. So millions of cells are dying every day and replaced with new cells. What is going to form these cells? You need good diet and protein forms a major chunk of it. So you need good high quality protein in your body to regenerate your body, to fight back. So animal protein is considered as one of the good sources of protein, like chicken or lamb or fish and so on. But again, they have their own disadvantages, like lean red meat causes cancers or stomach problems or have a lot of other issues with them. So even a vegetarian diet can give you excellent quality protein. So if you're a vegetarian, don't get scared. You need not be a non-vegetarian. Stick to vegetarian diet. It's a healthy diet. It scores very well as a healthy diet. And just low-fat milk, low-fat paneer, tofu, cheese, soy. These are excellent sources. Egg is a good source. Nuts, dals and lentils and pulses, rajma. These are brilliant sources of protein, and a vegetarian diet, if it's balanced, will have sufficient amount of proteins. You don't have to take any extra proteins from outside. Vitamin C is connected to immunity, and most of us know that. Vitamin D will not directly prevent the viruses or the bacterial infection. It is going to decrease the severity and the duration of your illness. Even if you have cold, say common cold, it's going to decrease the severity. But it's very, very important in innate and acquired immunity. And the phagocytosis, that means the bacteria would be engulfed by your white blood cells and destroy them. So this is very, very important vitamin, and it's easily available in citrus fruits, lemons, and grapes. Oranges and strawberries and papaya. Again, capsicum is a great source. The multicolor capsicum is a great source of vitamin C. Guava. All these are brilliant sources of vitamin C, and you should have them in your diet every day because it doesn't store, because it's a water-soluble vitamin. Vitamin A is not only good for your vision, but it's good for the integrity of your skin and integrity of your endothelium and the respiratory tract, the inner lining. It is an antioxidant. It also helps directly and contributing to the immune system, both innate and adaptive. Good sources nowadays is mangoes, and you have melons, you have papayas, easily available. Carrots are wonderful sources. Capsicum, you can have it from fish or eggs and meat as well. But green leafy vegetables is again a very good source of vitamin C, vitamin A. And it's not only vitamin C that's important, my dear friends, even vitamin A is equally important. Now, vitamin D, most of the people feel it is for your calcium metabolism and bones. Vitamin D is having enormous effects in your body, right? From your brains, your cells, your hormonal systems, your calcium metabolism, bones. A lot of people just think vitamin D means bones. No. It plays a very important role, equal role than vitamin C in your immune system. It produces something called as catalycidin antimicrobial proteins, which literally are like bombs on the bacteria. Just to make you simply understand what it is, it completely destroys the cell walls of the viruses and bacteria, so that the autophagy or the macrophages can go and eat up the bacteria. So vitamin D is very, very important, my dear friends, just not vitamin C. Right, so unfortunately, the National Center of Biotechnology Information tells us that 70 to 100% of the general population in India is deficient in some day or the other in their lifetime. So huge amounts of vitamin D deficiency, in spite of the fact that we are a sunny country. We have plenty of sun which can produce vitamin D in your skins, but still we are deficient. It's unfortunate. Just an exposure of 18% of your body, just the arms and the face for 20 minutes, direct sunlight between say 11 to 3 p.m. will give you enough vitamin D. Even if you do this 3 times a week, you have all the quota of your vitamin D. Now, this is what Indians do. They want to be fair. They don't want to be dark. They don't want to be dark skinned. So how are they going to get vitamin D in spite of the fact there's plenty of sun? Now, if somebody doesn't really want to go into the sun, it's all right, you can have it from your diet. But let me tell you, the quality of vitamin D that comes from the skin is much better. It stays in your body much longer than the one which comes from your diet. So the sunlight is a better source of vitamin D. However, if it's not possible during the lockdown to go into the sun, have a vitamin D rich diet like low-fat paneer or milk and cheese and mushrooms and salmon, the egg yolk, the yellow part. You can have cereals and milks and juices which are fortified with vitamin D, cod liver oil, or you can take medications with supplements from your doctors as well. Vitamin E is very important, and it's easily available in sunflower seeds and almonds and vegetable oils, hazelnut, peanut butter, and so on, and it's very important for your immunity as well. Zinc, again, plays a very important, vital role in immunity. Lean meat, poultry, seafood, whole grains products, beans, and nuts, all are good sources of zinc. But you also need vitamin B6, B12, copper, folate, selenium, and iron. And for that matter, a well-balanced diet is also very important. But these are the ones which are directly pertaining to immunity, so I've taken them into consideration. Now, junk food, we believe, is the Western food. No. Unfortunately, even Indian foods, certain types of Indian foods are equivalent to a junk food. The fried bondas and the bhajis and the vada pavs, these are not great. They are equivalent to the junk food, what we talk about. They're loaded with sugars, fat, and unhealthy fat, trans fat, salts, and preservatives. one of the journals of nutrition, very prominent journal, in 2014 study shows that junk food will directly cause inflammation, swellings of your cells, and cause harm to your immunity, increase your chances of infection, allergies, autoimmune disease, and certain types of cancer. So don't take junk food very lightly, and it's glad that all the junk food deliveries are stopped during the lockdown period. So have a homemade fresh cooked vegetables and fruits and diet at home. Now, stress, we say, is mental stress, physical stress if you're working physically. And there is something called as cellular stress. There's something called as an oxidative stress, which are going on in the cells which produce the metabolism to give energy to the body. Will also produce a side effect. And these are called as free radicals. These are chemicals which can damage the cells. Now, these free radicals are scavenged or eaten up by chemically diffused by antioxidants. And these antioxidants or anti-inflammatory diets play a vital role, and one has to understand this as well, because this stress and inflammation can cause chronic disease like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cancers. So my dear friends, you have a whole chunk of food which can neutralize this. And so having a lot of tomatoes, raw tomatoes, olive oils, green leafy vegetables, almonds, walnuts, fish, strawberries, all those berries and lemons, these are fantastic sources. Ginger, garlic, turmeric, the Ayurveda promotes it a lot. Green tea, all these are excellent. They reduce the inflammation in the body. They reduce the cellular damage, the cellular stress in the body. And the ones which cause the cellular stress, avoid them, like fried food, alcohol, tobacco, junk food, soda, carbonated drinks, processed food, white flour, white sugar, trans fat, artificial sweeteners and colors, avoid them. Sugars, somehow Indians, they manufacture sugar in bulk and they eat it in bulk as well. So sugar is very bad. The white sugar is very bad, especially it causes visceral fat, cardiovascular disease, diabetes. It blocks the entry of vitamin D in the macrophages. It causes gliotoxins that destroy the T cells and the macrophages, causes the cytokine storm. That overactivity of the immunity is because of, one of the reasons is sugar. Fungal growth. Sugar, people have a lot of sugar craving. If you have sugar craving, have plenty of fruits. Say oranges or papaya. Nowadays, mangoes are there. If you're not obese, you can have mangoes. Watermelon, berries are easily available. Coffee once in a while is fine, maybe twice, one in the morning and one in the evening is great. But if you're taking too much of coffee every hour or every 2 hours or 4 hours, then you're causing your brain to stimulate something called as hyperactive brain, causing release of cortisol, which isn't good for your blood sugar, your heart rate, your immunity, and there is a long-term damage as well. Green tea is excellent for your health, and it has a lot of anti-inflammatory and antioxidants. And one of them is the epigallocatechin gallets, which is a potent antioxidant that's easily available in tea. However, you should not boil the tea. It should be just 1 minute of a stirrer in hot water, no milk, because the moment you add milk to the tea, all the calcium precipitates the antioxidant and the benefits of tea are gone. So tea should be without milk, without sugar, just hot water and tea, and that's it, and you sip it and you enjoy it. But these antioxidants are not only available in green tea. If you do not have an access to green tea, it's fine. Fruits, berries, nuts, pistachios, all these are excellent sources of antioxidants as well. Now, to summarize the nutrition part, the 5-a-day concept is one of the most brilliant concepts given by World Health Organization. And unfortunately, Indians lack this a lot. It says that at least your diet should be 400 grams of vegetables and fruit. And if you have this diet every day, you lower the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and paralysis and certain types of cancers. So just by modifying your diet with more than 400 grams of vegetables and fruits is going to help. Now the figure on the left is 800 grams. So you can combine all these three and make a 400 grams. So fruits and vegetables, you can combine, mismatch every day, have new and new types of fruits and vegetables. Water plays very important. The first thing what you need is your breath. You cannot hold the breath for more than 3 minutes, you'll die. Now the second most important thing is not diet and nutrition and food. The second most important thing without which you cannot survive long is water. So water is very important, my dear friends, more important at times in a critical situation than food. So have plenty of water. That keeps your lymphatic system moving, your blood moving. It carries off all the toxic material and throws it out of the kidney. It is important for your cellular function. It is a coolant, it's a lubricant, it flushes your body. Water is very, very important, and people tend to forget in their busy schedule to drink water. Your gut, your stomach, or the lower colon, or the colon is very, very important. It's your second brain. It is directly connected to your brain. So anything that, in spite of you exercising and having a healthy mindset and still you're upset, blame it on your gut if you've ruled out other causes. The gut has 70% of the immunity in your body, the Peyer's patches. So to fight back those bacteria which are existing in the gut, there are 100 trillion bacteria at the moment in your gut, in your colon. But we have lived to stay with them, and they have lived to stay with us in symbiosis. So your human body has 30 trillion cells, but if you see double or triple are the bacteria in your body at the moment, but you are living in harmony because you have now decided to stay in harmony, or your immunity is good. So 70% of your immunity is in the colon, and you have to keep that very healthy. So the probiotics are the healthy bacteria that are found in your gut. They help digestion of food, they help create vitamins, they block the virulent toxic bacteria, compete with them, they break down your medications, what you have. So these probiotics, called as the healthy bacteria, are very important in your gut. Now, how to maintain good colon health? Plant-based diet is one of the best diet. So if you can avoid meat, that's great. Plant-based diet is good. Calcium, vitamin D rich food, high fiber diet, plenty of water. Probiotics, yogurt and buttermilk. At least half of your daily grains should be whole grains. Avoid sugars. So prebiotics are the food probiotics. To have a healthy probiotics. So tomatoes and garlic and leeks and berries and bananas and flaxes and legumes, these are all good prebiotics. So prebiotic is the food, probiotic is the bacteria. You should have adequate sleep. Now a lot of people who are high-end managers and CEOs and top-end notch people, they think sleep is not adequate, and they think themselves as supermen. They think that 4 hours of sleep is good, and the less of the sleep, that means he's a superman or a superwoman. My dear friends, the human body is the same for a prime minister, for a common person, for a doctor, for an engineer. Everybody needs adequate sleep, and there is enough evidence to say that we need 7 to 8 hours of sleep, irrespective of what position you are in. I've seen a lot of my friends who are brilliant doctors, very senior doctors. They're successful, they had everything in their life, they were healthy eaters, they had excellent diet, exercise, no smoking, no alcohol, died early in life. 2 things, stress and inadequate sleep. Sleep is very, very important. And sleep deprivation causes decreased immunity, cytokines, T cells, and interleukin-12 is suppressed. We know exercise. Everybody knows that exercise is excellent. Let me tell you quick things about more. More little things about the exercise. It releases endorphins. It gives you that relaxation. It gives that good mood. It boosts your morale. It gives you good sleep. It increases the blood flow. It causes something called as neovascularization. New blood vessels are formed into your system all over. And it is a better, efficient way of carrying the nutrients and bringing the toxic material and sending the oxygen to the body parts. It increases the metabolic and healing response. It prevents chronic diseases. It increases your muscle mass. Older, 45, people have something called as, say, andropause or menopause in females. The menstrual cycle stops, the hormones goes down. Similarly, the immunity also goes down, called as immunosenescence. So even if a corona vaccine is old, it may not be the same vaccine response if you were young. So there is a difference. So there is an increased chance of infection and malignancy in old age because the immunity goes down. So, but the good news is you can boost up this immunity. It can boost up the response to vaccine. This has been proven by evidence-based medicine. Sanders in 2012 did say that exercise can boost immune response. Even old people, even if you're 80, even if you're 90 years old, start exercising. Take a small weights, do a good amount of exercise, and you can then bring a good immunity. And even if a vaccine comes, that can help you to bring up your immunity. Exercise is a medication, my dear friends. It takes care of your depression, anxiety, stress, the forgetfulness, your obesity, your cholesterol problems, diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, asthma, back problems, osteoporosis, cancer, immunity, everything. Most of the things are taken care by exercise alone. And it is possible to exercise even when at home. You need not have a gym to do exercise at home. So how much to exercise? Well, and heart rate should come up. And if you maintain a sustained heart rate, say a high heart rate, which I'm going to tell you how much, for 20 minutes, and you do this exercise 3 times a week, your immunity will stay good and healthy. But ideally, you should have at least 2.5 hours of exercise, a moderate exercise like, say, stationary cycling or jogging or maybe skipping at home. All this can help you. And strength training, lifting of weights is very, very important, even for females and even old people. Not take too much of weight, but weightlifting is very, very important. Strength training is very, very important to build up the muscle. Now, the formula to remember is 220 minus your age. Whatever figure comes, that figure, you start with 50% heart rate of that figure and climb slowly to 60, and the elite athletes would do at 70 and more as well. If you get at 60% of that figure, and you sustain it for 20 minutes, you've done the job. You are into that fat burning zone. You are into that aerobic zone. A very simple formula, 220 minus your age, whatever figure comes, and take it as 60%. But directly don't go into it. You'll have to slowly climb. You have to avoid alcohol in these days. It dehydrates. It causes inflammation of the liver. The liver is so important for production of proteins, which are directly contributing to your cell walls, your immunity. All these stores, whether it's iron or vitamins, are stored in liver. And the liver is busy processing the alcohol. It doesn't have time. It doesn't have the resources then to take care of your immunity. So my dear friends, don't keep your liver busy. This is the right time to quit alcohol because you are anyway away from it. So alcohol is damaging to your immunity. Smoking is 210%, no. That is absolutely toxic to your respiratory tract, and that makes you prone for any infection for that matter, and certainly for corona as well. Now, I've summarized everything that is given in Google about your immunity health, and this is a wonderful paper by Casa et al. 2019, boosting your immunity. And he's looked into all the websites, whether it is based, and he's summarized everything as a paper: diet and fruits and vitamins and antioxidants and probiotics and hygiene and citrus fruits and everything. And they've given the popularity of it, how many articles are published on this. So my dear friends, I've given you a gist of everything of this, but in an evidence-based fashion. We can go and talk for hours together, but time is a constraint and I have to cover a lot of topics. So I'll have to go to another topic. But I've covered most of it, and there's a lot of evidence what I've spoken about. Mind and immunity. Mental health and mental well-being are two different concepts. Mental health means, okay, you're feeling nice and fantastic. There's no disease. There is no psychotic behavior. But are you flourishing mentally? Are you having that well-being, the sense of doing something positive in your life, same sense of living happily and creating something? So that is also important. Now, chronic diseases like diabetes and obesity and stroke and cardiovascular disease, dementia, anxiety, stress, irritable bowel syndrome, migraine, I can give you hundreds of other lists as well. These are preventable diseases. And the major factor that contributes apart from your health and fitness and body is your mind. So what is stress? Stress is your resistance to change, your coping mechanisms to something new, something different, something which is challenging you. There are basically two types of stress: eustress and distress. Eustress is a stress which is physiological and your body can take care of it. You can cope with that stress. Distress means a stress you cannot cope with. There is too much then beyond your physiology can take care of. and it is continuous without any break in between. So eustress means a stress. For example, you've been promoted, you're given more responsibilities, you need more time for your job or maybe your responsibilities, but you're happy, you're able to take care of it. That's eustress. But distress is chronic, and that is going to damage you. And most of the people are in distress. They feel that they are not in stress, but their subconscious mind, their lower minds, which is not a thinking mind, is under stress continuously. And most of the modern people are in distress. Now, there is a complete science called as psycho, neuro, immuno, endo, biochemistry. Now, this is a beautiful science. Initially, psychologists were different, neurologists were different, the immunologists were different, the endocrinologists were different. Now they have come together, and they've given a whole spectrum, a clear, bigger picture. Your brain is connected to your endocrine system, and your brain is also connected to your immune system. So all these three, the endocrine system, the immune system, and the brain, all three are connected. So any stress here, any painful situation here is going to cause the endocrine system to secrete hormones, and it is going to affect the immunity as well. So the neurotransmitters, the hormones, the cytokines, they're interacting with your immune system and endocrine system. So any stress here, any problems in your brain are going to adversely affect your endocrine system and immunity. Now imagine you have a tiger in your house, or there's a fire, or you have a snake in your house. What are you going to do? Well, you're going to quickly react. You're not going to keep a calculator in your mind. Okay, how much time would it take to extinguish it? What if I wait here for another 5 minutes? You don't take a calculator and keep calculating. You see a big elephant charging at you on the road. Just imagine. You don't calculate how much distance it is and what is my speed and what is his speed and what direction I'm going to go in. No. This thinking brain, the frontal cortex, is the thinking analytical brain. It needs a calculator. It doesn't have the time. Your lower brain, the cortex, the one which has a that. It says, I have to do something. And that life-saving response is called as a fight and a flight response. It is also called as a stress response. It is also called as a life and death response. The lower limbic cell doesn't think, it doesn't calculate, it just takes an action, and the action is either you run away or you fight the fire, or you run away from the fire if it is too big. If you think the elephant is too big, you run away. If you feel there's a small snake you can take care of, you hit it, or you just wait there and fight back. So either you take a flight and run away, or you fight back. This is called as a flight and flight response and stress response. Now, what happens? There is a short acting within response in your body for a few hours, and there is a long acting which lasts for 2 days or more. It secretes 104 stress chemicals in your body. That increases the blood supply to your muscles, all the blood supply, but most of it. And this is very important for your survival. This response is an excellent response for your survival. However, if you have this stress response every hour or every day, then most of your blood is towards your periphery. The vital organs are robbed of this blood flow. Blood flow, or the nutrients that are required for immunity, are taken care by the flight and flight response, which is not warranted, because every time it is not real, it is virtual in modern life. And if it is sustained, this flight and flight response is chronic, you cause stress, high blood pressure, sticky platelets, heart attack, blood sugars, muscle ache, psychological problem, depression, poor immunity, infection, allergies, and cancers. So understanding this point is very, very, very important, my dear friends. Now, what has happened is this non-life-threatening situations in modern life trigger the same response. See, your neocortex, or the thinking brain, doesn't understand this response. It is your limbic system that is throwing the response. It's like a child. The moment it sees anything as a threat, it is going to secrete all these 104 chemicals. So what happens in modern life is, say you have a fight with your colleague. Either you're going to fight not physically, verbally. or you're going to say, I don't care, and you walk out. But anyway, the stress response has triggered in your body. It has robbed all your vital organs of the rich nutrients. So your EMI, your deadlines, your traffic jams, your fight with your interpersonal relationship with your spouse, or either way, your friends or relatives, all these situations, the limbic system, the lower brain, perceives this as a life-threatening reaction. And on top of that, what we are doing is we are adding more stresses and triggers. And that is every hour, every day. And every day, a person on average has 50 flight and fight response, stress response in a normal human being. Now, if you're too stressed, you're overreacting person, then there will be hundreds. 100 triggers which are going to last every day. So every day you have, and their effect is going to last for the next 2 days. Imagine what is happening to your mind and body. So your WhatsApp, your messages, you respond. Somebody doesn't respond. Somebody doesn't like your comment. There is a stress response. You're watching violent games. Your neocortex, your new brain, the top brain is enjoying it. It feels, wow, I'm enjoying the horror movie or the game, the violent game. But your limbic system, a child, it is scared. It is throwing the stress response. It doesn't understand. It's taking the brunt of your enjoying the horror movie. Your brain is enjoying it, but your body, you're punishing your body. The television, every time you see a television news, your limbic system is throwing all the stress hormones. You feel that you're taking information, what is required. Your neocortex doesn't understand it, but your limbic system is throwing all this. So watch television only twice, get all the information, and do not watch all this bad news. Now, my dear friends, thoughts and emotions are very important. This is the most important part of this presentation. Bhav, vichar, vani, kriya are connected. Your thought becomes your speech becomes your action becomes your habits, and that becomes your character and your destiny. So a thought, everything in this world which has been made by human beings comes as a thought. The mobile phone first comes as a thought that, okay, I want to devise a system that I can speak. So it came as a thought, and then it came into reality. So everything you are doing and acting and speaking is first comes in your thought. Your thoughts are most important, and so are your emotions. Now, the one thing, again, what you do is replaying your past. A lot of people have a habit of replaying their past, and that triggers the flight and fight response. For example, there were two friends, Ram and Shyam. Now, Ram felt that Shyam had betrayed him, and in a public he humiliated him and maybe slapped Shyam on his face, saying that you are not true, you're not worthy it, and he just goes away. And Shyam feels insulted. He's insulted me in front of public. He has hit me. This is unfair. I'll never talk to him. I hate him. And now Ram is gone to Canada, for example, and he's staying there, and the whole incident is forgotten. But Shyam keeps remembering that incident. Somebody just says Ram in general for somebody else, and Shyam, by the time he hears that Ram, he starts fuming in anger, irritation, frustration, revenge, grudge. What is he trying to do? Ram is in Canada. That incident has occurred 5 years back. He's replaying the same incidents and torturing himself, because every time he plays that incident, 104 chemicals, the stress response, the flight and fight response, the life and death response is played into your body, and it is playing havoc to your cells. You are not realizing it. Ram hit you once, and you hit yourself thousands of times. Ram insulted you once, you are insulting yourself thousands of times just by remembering that incident and playing it again and again and again and again. You are torturing yourself more than Ram. My friends, learn out of it, come out of it, and bury it, burn it. Forgive him, not for the good of Ram, forgive it for ourselves, for our good. Because you are creating havoc in your body. Don't be scared of future. Future causes anxiety. Plan your future, do whatever is required. After that, you don't have to keep thinking again the same thing. A good planner, plan it out, write it down. That's it. Do whatever is required. Don't think too much. That is again causing the stress response. Be in the present. Be mindful of what you're doing. Plan it, learn from the past, forget the rest. Flow with the flow. Be in the present moment. Do whatever you are doing wholeheartedly. That itself is a meditation. Read this book if you get an access. You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza, where he says your mind has the healing potential to heal major diseases, most of the diseases. And he believes that most of the diseases caused by the mind, not the body. The body is by default healthy. It has all the stem cells, the mesenchymal stem cells, the healing potential. The doctor doesn't do anything. The cut on the skin is healed by the body itself. The doctor just protects it from bacteria. That's it. So the body has the innate healing potential. Utilize it. You are the one who can heal. You are the healer. Another book, Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lifton. Wonderful book. If you get, he says you are not a slave of genes. You have a genetic disease, but the genes are only a map. The architect has a map, a blueprint. The blueprint doesn't build up the house. The architect just gives a blueprint. The genes are just a blueprint. You need somebody to read that and to then construct that building. And what is that? Which reads or triggers the genes is the chemicals, what you eat, your diets, maybe toxins or environments, which fine, you're not under control. But the other trigger is your thoughts, your painful memories, your emotions. These are the ones which trigger the genes, and then the gene expresses. So my dear friends, your thoughts have the ability to control your genes as well. And this is not what I'm saying. This is what books are talking. This is what evidence-based medicine is talking. So your thoughts are very powerful. They're affecting your genes and your chromosomes. This is a Nobel laureate, Eric Kandel, 2000 Nobel Prize for Physiology. Thoughts literally change the DNA of your neurons. Positive thought patterns. Negative thought patterns. The mind and gut are connected. We spoke about this. So basically, let me quickly finish this topic in the next 5 to 10 slides. And then if there are any questions, we'll take it. So my dear friends, emotions are very important. Bhavnaye, bhav. They're very important. There are basically two types of emotions. One is love-based emotion and another fear-based emotion. Well, ideally, there's only one emotion in the universe, that is love. Love, I'm talking about the universal love. I'm talking about the motherly love, the spiritual love. So the absence of love is fear. The absence of light is darkness. The moment light comes, darkness goes off. Similarly, love is existing. If there is no love, there is fear. The moment light comes in, the fear goes off. So basically, there are two types of emotions, just to make you understand. One is the love-based emotion, another is the fear-based emotion. The love-based emotions are joy and happiness and caring and compassion and trust and satisfaction and gratitude and contentment. While the fear-based are anxieties, fear, depression, pain, loneliness, guilt, shame, jealousy, revenge, resentment, narazgi. All these negative emotions and positive emotions. Why should we classify them? Because all the positive emotions, sakaratmak bhavnaye, are going to cause a healing response in your body. They're going to be like amrut, or they're going to be like elixir in your body. While the negative emotions are going to cause poison in your body, zehar. And they're going to secrete adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol, prostaglandins, and all the toxic hormones in your body, the neurotransmitters. While the positive ones are going to cause oxytocin and enkephalins and dopamine and serotonin and melatonin, which is healing your body. It is exactly opposite of the stress response. That is so very important for your brain, for your peace of mind, your feel-good factor. Your body is healing, your cells are healing, your DNAs are healing. So a positive emotion inside you is going to help you first. So think now how many negative emotions you have inside you. How many grudges are you carrying? How many resentments you have? How many revenges you want to take off somebody? How many hurt and guilt you have? All these negative emotions are not going to affect the other person. First, they're going to affect you. They're affecting adversely your body, your immunity, your allergies, your cancers. So carry all the positive emotions in you. My dear friends, your thoughts, your emotions, your lifestyle, your diet, your nutrition, your hydration, your sleep, all is affecting your health. But mind you, your thoughts are equally important. And the thoughts are not only affecting your body, your mind, your cells, your endocrine system, your immunity, your DNAs, but it is also affecting the elements of water. Now, this is something which the main scientific stream doesn't accept, because it doesn't want to focus. It just wants to focus on hardcore evidence. Now, my dear friends, this is a wonderful experiment. Another 5 slides and we're going to stop. This is done by Japanese scientist Masaru. What he did was he felt that the elements of nature, say fire and earth and air and water, and he felt that the water was the most sensitive element. It is in all states present in the body. It's liquid or solid or gas and so on. It's a very dynamic element. So what he did was he took water from, say, the same glass, took a micropipette, and then took petri dishes and put drops into it. And on one petri dish, he said, I love you, just throw on water. He wrote, I hate you. And he kept the same petri dish from the same source of water, same micropipette, into a freezer. And it was frozen. And it was seen under a polarized microscope when the crystals were formed. And they were surprised. The same water, the same micropipette, same container, same size, same refrigerator, same. On the left-hand side is the picture when he has written, I love you. On the other side, he has written, you are evil. The water, the same water is behaving differently. The crystal pattern is different. You make see the beautiful pattern. Now, music. He said, let us try with music. So he played some heavy metal rock music and say, painful music like heartbreak, and see the crystals. Soft music, the Tibetan Sutra, the symphony from Mozart, 40. See the beautiful crystals. So your music was affecting the water. Again, beautiful music and beautiful crystals. Prayer. Fujiwara Dam is considered as one of the cleanest water sources. From there and put it into the drops, into the petri dish, same source, same micropipette. Before prayer is on your left hand side, and after prayer, the same water, just the petri dish, they took it in the and they prayed that, and it didn't pray the other petri dish, and see the difference. It was responding to music, it was responding to your thoughts, to your intentions, to your prayers. So my dear friend, water is also affected by your thoughts. And this is in books, this is in literature, this is I'm talking about. So you and your thoughts are affecting your elements. Forget your cells and your DNAs. They're affecting everybody around you. And hence Buddha says, change the way you think. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. This is the science behind it. So you have 20 to 60,000 thoughts a day. 98% the same thing. You get up in the morning, you brush, you think the same, you take the shower, again the same thing, you think, you put your clothes, you go to you drive a car, again you're thinking the same road, same things. The same things you do, maybe change here 20 to 30%, but most of the times you're doing the same thing again and again, and it's a habitual pattern. And unfortunately, 80% of your thoughts are negative thoughts. Your child comes late, the first thing you think is accident to nahi ho gaya. Why did he come? Somebody didn't pick him up. So what has happened? The first thought comes is negative thought. And thoughts affect your cells. And not only that, they affect you, your body, your family, your elements of nature, your workplace, your life. So whatever thoughts and emotions you are carrying at your workplace, you are creating the same atmosphere there. If you hate your colleagues or your job, you are vibrating with that thought. It is affecting you first, and then you are transmitting that to your surrounding. So at your workplace, carry good thoughts. Good emotions for your colleagues, your friends, your employers, your juniors, your students. You should be full of positive emotions. You should be full of good thoughts. You're transmitting, you're radiating. If everybody starts radiating good thoughts, the whole culture, the whole society, the whole job place will be bubbling with positivity. We know about this. Stress busters are meditation and go in nature and exercise and forgive and music and laugh and hobbies, but there is something more. And that is meditation. The stress response that is created, the hormones, the toxic hormones, which are causing all the sticky platelets and heart attacks and allergies and cancers, they can be nullified by meditation. A sympathetic response is the stress response. The parasympathetic sympathetic response comes from meditation. The healing response, the peaceful response comes from meditation, my dear friends. And there is a science behind this. There is a lot of evidence-based peer-reviewed articles and lakhs of these published on meditation. Meditation is not thoughtlessness. The heart will continue to pump till you are alive. The brain will continue to think till you are alive. It is its job to protect you, survive in this physical world. So being thoughtless is not meditation. Not responding to your thoughts is meditation. Create a sakshi bhava. Understand your thinking. See, when you have a thought of, say, smoking, you have to think, I have a thought of smoking. I want to eat a pani puri. I have a thought of eating a pani puri. I'm going to say something wrong to somebody. I'm thinking something wrong for somebody. So you developed a sakshi bhava. You developed a neutral observer in yourself and you start observing your thoughts. The moment you start doing this, half of your job is done. So when you meditate, say, let's say anapanasati, which is the simplest form of meditation. Ana means coming breath. Pana means exiting breath. Sati means being together with them. Sati. The breath is at the nose. Just focus on your nose where it touches and let it go naturally and come out. So you're just focusing and doing an anapanasati. Close your eyes, be comfortable. Just focus on the breath which is coming at the nostrils and touching it here. Incoming breath, outgoing breath. Sometimes you realize that you have plenty of thoughts coming to you and you are behind the thoughts. You're thinking of tomorrow, you're thinking of yesterday, but suddenly you realize you are into meditation. You come back again. Okay, don't hurt yourself. Just acknowledge that you are into meditation. Come back. Again, start focusing on. Again, you will go back. Again, you come back. And slowly, the flight with the thoughts will reduce. The nature of thoughts will go down. The negative thoughts will go down. And your body will say, my goodness, I'm not responding to these thoughts. Whether it is good, bad, somebody said something wrong, don't think, don't react. Let it come and go. They are thoughts. Ram is just a thought. He's gone in Canada. Forget it. It's gone. Ram is just a thought. I'm not responding. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to react. I'm not going to run behind the thoughts. And then these rigid thought patterns, not reacting, will start breaking down. And they'll be discarded. So you can reprogram your subconscious mind and your rigid and negative thought patterns just in meditation, by just being mindful. And a day will come, if you become an experienced meditator, you have the knowledge, you have the spiritual liking. Yes, you will go into thoughtlessness, but that is samadhi. But that is let's keep it aside. For the moment, meditation is going to be thoughts, but you have to be a neutral observer, and the magic is going to start. Friends, biological benefits of meditation. It boosts your memory. It is. The Harvard University has said that the gray matter increases in your prefrontal cortex and hippocampus and decreases in the amygdala, which is a stress responsor. The amygdala is the one which fires the stress response. So it is affecting your brain. Your chromosomes, your telomere size is increasing, which decides the age. If your telomere is less, you have less age to live. If your telomere is increased, that means you're going to live longer. And meditation increases telomere size. So your aging is decreased, your inflammation is decreased. You have a better, calmful mind. Productivity goes up because your brain is now more efficient. At less energy, it can function better. So less fatigue at the end of the day. Your stress reduction, 70% of the people feel better health who are meditators. Depression, medications to one group and meditation to another. Antidepressant medications, same results in depression. So it works as if like a drug, and less 50% chance of relapse as compared to medications. So meditation is excellent for your mind, for your fear, for your stress response. Spiritually, of course, it has a lot of benefits. We'll not go into the details, but it awakens you. It allows you to introspect, to contemplate, to connect with your inner being. It connects to the cosmic energy, to the higher dimensions. So it has physical, biological, mental, aging, death, cancers, and spiritual benefits. Meditation is important. If you're stressed and you don't know meditation, it's fine. Just a simple deep breathing technique. Take a deep breath. Count. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Let go. 1, 2, 3. Hold again outside. 1, 2, 3. Take an in breath. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Again exhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Just doing this 15, 20 times is going to relax you. If you're tense before a meeting, you have had some discussions, heated discussions, take this deep breathing. You will be peaceful. Just a deep breathing. Be mindful of whatever you are doing. If you're working, just be in that. Don't do multitasking. That's not great. Multitasking is not great. Mindfulness has shown the same benefits as meditation. If you're cooking, just be in that cooking. Just be in the cooking. Don't go in the past. Don't go in the future. If you're walking, just focus on your walking, on your body, your sensations, your foot, the nature around you. That's it. Do whatever you are doing with whole heart. That is mindfulness. Send compassion and compassion will come to you. There's a big science behind this. I'll not go into the details, but the moment you have compassion for other, karuna for other, daya for other, kindness for other, it helps you. Your health increases, your immunity gets better, your blood pressure normalizes, your stress goes down, your depression goes down, you have a better health. It is proven by evidence-based medicine. So just send compassion, kindness, love, spiritual love to everyone. And it is going to help you first. And it is going to come in multiples to you. So how to find permanent happiness? Where do you find permanent happiness? Which shop sells permanent happiness? Star Bazaar, Big Bazaar, Walmart? Which is the shop which sells happiness? And what is the price per kg or per liter of happiness? My dear friends, somebody says something good about you and you feel elated and happy. Somebody says something wrong about you and you feel depressed. Your in-law says something good and you're happy. And they say something negative and you're down. Your boss appreciates you, you're up, and he doesn't appreciate you and you're down. That means you are a puppet. Your remote control of your happiness is with somebody else. They press the button and you're happy. They press the button and you're sad. That means you have given the remote control of your happiness to others. Why? You have decided so. So you are dancing. At times you're happy, you are not. And the control is somebody else. So my dear friends, happiness doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from people. The person whom you love the most, say your partner, your lover, your husband or wife, you're very happy. He's a source of your happiness. And you have some strained relationship, you have a divorce. The same person who was a source of happiness now is a source of misery. Right? If he was a source of happiness, how does he become a source of misery? So that means a person can give you happiness and misery the same person. So he cannot be a source of happiness. The car which you brought 10 years back gave you a lot of happiness. Now it's an old car for you. It doesn't give you the same happiness. So objects will not give you happiness. The places will not give you happiness. So don't try to find happiness in other people, in objects of your car, your bungalow, your possessions, and nothing. That is temporary. You will find it better. They are just helping you to find your inner happiness. They are creating a positive environment for you to find your own happiness. They are not the source of happiness. So happiness is inside you. It's your default setting. These people are just creating an atmosphere to make you happy, but the happiness has to come from within you, and they don't have the control of happiness. So happiness is the moment you decide to be happy, you are happy. If you decide not to be happy and you have to give your remote controls to others, you will never be happy in your life. So happiness, the good thing is you can be happy now at this moment. It's a choice. Be free. Be happy. My dear friend, COVID is going to be here with us for a long period of time. Say maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year, or maybe 2. So the good thing is it is preventable. The good thing is now you know a lot of things about immunity, and you can keep your immunity good by your hydration and your diet and your sleep and your food and vitamins and antioxidants, and avoiding junk food and alcohol and smoking, exercising, being fit, keeping all the positive emotions and positive thoughts in your mind so that it doesn't affect adversely your immunity and your cells and your DNA, and aging can be increased by meditation. So boost your immunity. Keep your mindset positive and flexible. Do whatever is required, plan, but don't get just chill and flow with the flow. This is my last slide and I'm going to stop. There's something called a circle of concern and circle of influence. The circle of concern starts with you. You should be concerned about yourself, your health, your family's health, your parents, your spouse. And then you should be concerned about your relatives or neighbors if you can, or your juniors or your seniors or your staff. But if you start worrying about Italy and you start worrying about America and China and the economy of India, unless you are an economist and you can affect that economy, you don't have to think and get stressed about it. So your circle of influence is the one you can influence and control without stressing yourself. And that should be your circle of concern. The circle of concern being about the other countries and about what is happening in the world is not your concern. If you cannot do anything, pray for it. That's good. Get the information. That's good enough. But you start worrying and you start getting scared and you start inducing the stress response isn't a great thing. So my dear friends, this lockdown, this pandemic is a problem. I know it's a challenge. It's a liability, but you can convert it into an asset. The earth is healing. This is a time for you to heal from within. You have time, introspect, think, meditate, talk to yourself, what you really love, what you really want to do in life. Is this a routine life you want to live, or you want to live a deeper life? Find the real meaning of you and purpose of your life. Get ready for this new awakening, the new world, where the only religion is going to be humanity, peace, love, and kindness and compassion. My dear friends, thank you for your patient listening. Thank you, all of you. Thank you indeed.
Thank you so much, sir, for this valuable thought. Now I want to request all the listeners to put their questions into the chat box, or they can ask the questions. Sir, we have one question on Facebook by Mr. Pankaj Gawande. So can I put the question?
Yeah, sure, please, go ahead.
Yeah, sir, Pankaj sir is asking about people are now scared of going out. What are the necessary things the individual should take care of before going out?
You see, I think the first thing is the most important thing is the social distancing. Before you're going out, have your different dress which you're taking out, your shoes which are there. You should have at least 3 layers of mask. At least 3 layers to protect, and they should be sealed properly. Otherwise, people have a mask and the mask is just here and the nose is breathing. You're sending all the viruses to outside, or you're inhaling the viruses. So your mask has to be tight, nice here. Other thing is keep social distancing, because the virus is transmitted either by the micro droplets at a distance of at least 2 meters. Keep that much of distance. And if you're coughing, the cough etiquettes are very, very important. Do not cough on your hand, because if you have viruses on your hand, touch those viruses. Or if somebody is coughing and they're spreading the virus. So coughing etiquettes is ideally have a handkerchief or a tissue paper which you can throw in a proper bin, or the other way, if at all you have no time, just sneeze into your hand. So I think cough etiquettes are important, taking care of yourself, social distancing, and the moment you come from outside, keep your dress aside, or for washing. If you have a hypochlorite solution, great. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. These are the ones which are going to prevent the virus. And these are very, very important for transmitting this virus.
I request all the listeners put your questions. I think we have one question.
Yeah.
In QA section. We have some question in chat Q&A section. I will go to that.
Now there is a question here which says that certain people say masks are good, certain people say masks are not good, etc. My dear friends, it has been proven beyond doubt that you should have a mask, because if, for example, if somebody is a carrier, he has the virus in him, he's asymptomatic, but he's throwing it out. So the best thing is, once you wear the mask, do not touch with your hands. So if you want to touch the mask, wash your hands. So mask is important, no doubt about it. It's been proven now. Only thing is, the problem with mask was people were not having the mask etiquette. The mask was okay, but they used to touch somewhere, and then they used to touch the mask, trying to adjust the mask, and that wasn't a great thing. So masks are important. and we have to use this for sure.
Sir, we have one more question on Facebook by our director, Dr. Safia Faruqi. She wants to ask how to stay strong in the current situation.
Right. See, I mean, I also gave a talk on the corona, whether it is a boon or a curse, whether it is a curse or a blessing. The good thing is a lot of good things are happening at the same time. See, India is a country where tuberculosis is so common, and people spit on the roads. They cough and sneeze on the road, and they're transmitting this virus. A lot of people, more number of people are dying of tuberculosis, and more number of money is wasted on tuberculosis in India. Just a mask or just cough etiquettes are going to reduce this. So a lot of good things are also happening. So people are learning more about social distancing and hand hygiene and cough etiquettes and so on. So I think a lot of good things are happening in terms of the corona thing. Now, how to stay strong? I think, see, everybody's affected. Don't get scared. See, if your salary has gone down, you are worried about your employment, you're worried about your EMIs. Well, this is happening with everyone. The whole earth, all countries, all people are affected. And everybody is going to be little plus, everybody is going to be little minus. Accept the situation. Do what you can. Whatever is your circle of influence it. Beyond that is none of your concern. Keeping positive thoughts all the time, most of the times, thinking good things, meditating, mindfulness, this is going to make your mind more stronger. So I think your thoughts, your emotions, your way of accepting things and understanding that it is going to affect everybody. Everybody is in the same boat, so you're not worried. Nobody has taken a special boat and gone ahead of you. Everybody is in the same boat. So you have to stay motivated. So listen to good things. Talk to friends who will motivate you. Do not watch the negative television things. Just watch the highlights and that's it. That is causing and depressing you more rather than anything else. That is not required. That information is not required. You are not directly going to influence the state or the nation. So whatever you can influence, do that and be restful, be peaceful.
Sir, we have one more question in QA section by Mr. Navnath Jadhav. The question is, whenever I have high stress, I felt sleepy. When I got up from sleep, I felt stress free. What kind of symptom it is?
Right. So this is a very important question. It seems very basic, but it's very important. And a lot of people do not even, they shy off to ask this question. See, my dear friend, what is happening is when you are stressed, your neocortex may not understand the thinking brain, the brain which has the qualifications of a doctor or a lawyer, an MBA or a PhD, doesn't understand stress directly. The subconscious brain is taking the stress. And your subconscious brain has a thinking pattern. The neurons which wire together will fire together, and there is something called as neural facilitation. Anything that the neurons are primed already for stress. Any small trigger and you will have the same response. They are all ready to fire. So your subconscious thinking pattern has a lot of stress, a lot of negative thinking, a lot of past memories, painful memories. So you will have to forgive them. One, you will have to observe your thinking patterns. You have to be mindful. Start learning the habit of observing your thoughts. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking negative. Oh, I'm thinking about this. So you create an observer. The moment the observer is there, it throws lights and then takes care of your negative thought patterns. Now, when you sleep, your conscious mind sleeps, but your subconscious mind is taking care of your respiration. Your subconscious mind is taking care of your heart. The autonomic nervous system is working. You're dreaming. Your mind is connected. And you are stressed even in dreams, even in your sleep. You don't have a good quality of sleep. So moment you come out, you don't feel fresh because your quality of sleep is not good. So create a proper atmosphere, create a proper temperature, wear proper clothes when you're sleeping, very light clothes so that the brain, take the food at least 2 hours before sleeping, good hydration, quiet room, so a lot of melatonin is secreted, meditate before you sleep, and you'll have a sound sleep, your body will heal better. And the stress which you are creating, tell yourself, there is no need to get worried. I will do whatever is required. I'll be mindful. I will meditate. I will have a healthy life. And from a small 2-cell baby from your mother's womb, you have grown up. Nature has taken care of you. The world has taken care of you. The universe has taken care of you. God has taken care of you. You were in the mother's womb. Your mother did not pull your nose or your ear to be big. She just ate food. Your body grew out on its own. The nature is kind enough to take care of everything in your life. You don't have to worry. Do whatever is required and leave the rest to the universe. Just meditate. Yeah, any other question?
Yes, sir. We have a question, two questions on Facebook. First one is by Mr. Subhash Kate. He wants to know about the technique and the exact time of doing meditation. What is the exact time?
It's a very important question, and I'll quickly address it. Somebody has asked my email, so I'm just sending them the email. Right, so that's my email, 75078993338, and that's my mobile number. So in case somebody wants to do that, talk in Marathi on a television or something, yes, we are more than happy to do that. Right. So basically, what is the time of medication, and when should we do this? See, meditation, a formal medication means you have to take your family into consideration. Tell them, I'm going to meditate, please don't disturb. Keep the mobile phone on silent and out of the room. Don't get diverted. Make a very peaceful, nice environment, very dark environment, so that the light doesn't disturb you. All your senses are taken care of. And then start meditating. Focus on your breath. Start with the most simplest. Don't try, meditation is not very complex. Start with the simplest meditation, that is Anapanasati. Just focus on your breath. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Incoming breath, outgoing breath. Don't take too deeper breath or a shallow breath. Just a normal rhythm of the breath. Just you have to do is observe your breath. You don't have to control it. And slowly you'll realize, oh, you started thinking of your friend. He said something. Tomorrow he's going to come. Blah blah blah. Oh, and then you realize you're in meditation. Come back. Don't abuse yourself. Oh, I'm into meditation. I cannot do this. No, don't worry. Don't say anything. Come back to your thought. Come back to your breath. Again, start taking. And slowly you will realize you are not losing your control over a period of time. And those benefits, the beautiful benefits of healing of your body and your DNA and your aging process, everything will start happening. This magic will happen over a period of time. Now, how much time should you meditate? Whatever is your age. See, if you're 20 years old, do 20 minutes. If you're 50 years old, do 50 minutes. This is just a general guideline. You can do it for an hour. Ideal is immediately you get up in the morning, your brain is fresh, you start meditating, you have all the energy, you're charged up for the day, and before going to sleep, because your sleep is very important. You have to have a peaceful mind. A mind from the electronic world, from the social media, from all the negativity. So before sleep, you should meditate. So 2 times a day is excellent. Whatever is your age, that is the number of minutes you can do. As a general rule, as you enjoy, you can go for an hour. And there are certain people who do it hour in the morning and hour at night. And believe me, it's an investment for you. It's for your benefit. And it definitely helps.
Thank you, sir. So one more question on Facebook by Vishwanath Patil. He's asking about how to cope up with sleep cycle when you have duties in odd hours, odd night duties.
Yeah, I think this is very important. Please try to understand what he's trying to tell us. Even doctors are not aware of this. A lot of doctors are practicing into specialty and they're not aware of mind-body science. It's unfortunately that our syllabus also doesn't teach this. But here, what he's trying to do is a disturbed sleep causes more insulin insensitivity in the body and stress in the body than what you have damaged over a month of your diet and other things. So your insulin insensitivity, your stress levels, your biological clock, everything gets disturbed. So if you have no option but to do an odd time job, then you will have to create a biorhythm for yourself. The good thing is the body adopts. But you will have to take your family into consideration. You'll have to tell them, this is what I need. I need your support. Once I come back from duty, I need so much of sleep. I need an exact peaceful environment. I need a dark room, silent room with good temperature, good ventilation. And the best thing is when you come, say in the morning, it's daylight, your body is not ready for going to sleep because the melatonin is not there because it's all light. So you have to create that atmosphere. Take your diet, light diet, water, go meditate. Once you meditate, your mind is calm, go to sleep. So you'll have to create an atmosphere, a biological atmosphere, a peaceful atmosphere, and meditation is going to help you a lot. And your family taking into confidence is going to understand, may help you a lot. So it is possible to adjust to that cycle if you have no options. But the ideal thing is if you have options, then the best thing is stick to the routine. Exercise.
Thank you, sir. So next question into the QA section. Person want to ask, if we are happy and some people in our family trouble us continuously, how to stay happy?
Right. A very important question. Now let me tell you, first principle of life. Whatever is happening in your life, good or bad, your boss is not responsible, the prime minister is not responsible, your family is not responsible, your friends are not responsible, the outer world is not responsible. You are directly responsible for whatever is happening in your life. Life is a mirror. Whatever is happening inside you, the outside is a mirror to just show you what is happening inside you. It is a time to introspect yourself. Now tell me, a person who is balanced in his thoughts and emotions, his behavior, he's always emitting kindness, compassion, and wisdom and love. How will the other people behave? So if somebody is not behaving with you in a good way, you have to think why. You are the center of your universe. You are the writer of your story. You are the producer of the story. You are the director of the story. You are the main actor of the story. You are the main hero or heroine of the story. Others are just actors in your script. You give them a correct script, they will behave with you in that way. You give them a wrong script, they will behave in the wrong way. So you have a choice to give them a good script. The moment you are full with love, kindness, compassion, that will come back to you. So the outside world is not to be blamed. The moment you change yourself, if at all you want to change somebody, it is you. The moment you change, everything around you will change. Your bosses will change, their behaviors will change. Everybody will change. Believe me, I've seen this magic happen. The moment I have changed, my inner thinking, my inner thought, they are transmitting their energies, their frequencies. 93.5 को आपने ट्यून किया तो 93.5 ही लगेगा, 98.3 नहीं लगेगा. आपने अगर फ्रीक्वेंसी गलत लगाया है तो वैसे ही सुनाई देगा बाहर से. So change your frequency, change the way you think, change the way you feel, change the way you transmit the energies to other, and good energies will come back to you. This is a fact. This is a scientific fact. Yes, Mr. Singh. Many
Yeah, thank you so much,
yeah.
sir. Now I think we have finished with the questions. If there is no more questions are there. So this, I just want to end up the session with the note of thanks. Thank you so much, sir, for giving a valuable knowledge, which is a true mantra for living healthy and stay healthy during this quarantine period. And you have given very good knowledge about the how to take each and every vitamin plays a very important role into human body. And during this COVID or during entire life, you should avoid the junk food and soda, sugars, and you have given a lot of knowledge about it. And also avoid the stress. You have given the guideline to how to avoid the stress, and adequate sleep is very important for everybody's life to stay healthy. And exercise is a very important part of the life. And even you have given us a thought of bhav, vichar, and vani. Bhav again is a root cause. Where bhav is pure, then you can do whatever you want to do. And another thing I want to quote, which you have given to us, is what you think you become. So that is a pure thing exactly we want to hear from you. And this is a very wonderful session. Thank you so much, sir. From on behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapit, Pune Center for Online Learning. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you indeed. It's a pleasure.
Gaurav, sir.
Hi, sir.
Sir, session is finished, I think.
Okay, I'll just